What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today I have something different for you. Instead of a Dexter video, I bring to you a Hannibal Lecter video. Now, I made a video in the past ranking killers their chances of surviving Dexter, and in this video we'll be doing the same thing but for Hannibal Lecter. So just like every single video, let me explain the tiers for you guys. In the top tier we have they'd kill Hannibal. This means they'd kill Hannibal. Worthy contenders, which means they'll put up a good fight against Hannibal, but in the end they'll lose. Somewhat hard, which means they'll try to pull something off, but in the long run, they just won't get anywhere at all. And the bottom tier, they're fish food, which means they have absolutely no chance. They just get obliterated. Coming in at number 1, we have Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. Now, Patrick Bateman actually had a therapist in the sequel novel to American Psycho. I think it was American Psycho 2, where his therapist was actually called Dr. M. And as we all know, in the TV show, Hannibal is a therapist. And as we all know, Patrick Bateman, pretty wealthy, we know he has the money. What if Hannibal Lecter was Patrick Bateman's therapist? And if he was, it would be over before it even started. And throughout the novels and the movie, Patrick Bateman really has no skill or competence at all in killing. In the movies, he practically just goes around on a murder spree without any meticulous planning. Now, the murder sprees that he goes on throughout the movies aren't planned at all. There's no strategy behind it, he just does. And practically all his victims were just civilians. Some homeless people and some women, and Paul Allen. So logically speaking, if Hannibal went up against Patrick Bateman, he would win, no questions asked. Patrick Bateman is completely fish food to Hannibal Lecter. Like literally, he would eat Patrick Bateman for a snack. Next, we have Dexter Morgan. Now, I actually made a video on this. If you guys want to go check it out, you can check it out. It's an in-depth analysis of Dexter Morgan versus Hannibal Lecter. And in the end, I gave the win to Hannibal Lecter because Hannibal Lecter just has more feats overall. Hannibal Lecter is a character that just cannot be realistic at all. He's just way too intelligent. His fight scenes and the choreography in the TV show are just so unrealistic. It's like fantasy fighting in a way. Like he could be a villain in a superhero movie. Now, some people could argue hand-to-hand combat for Dexter, because Dexter's highly skilled in martial arts. While yes, he maybe could win in hand-to-hand combat against Hannibal, I still don't think he kills Hannibal. So I'm going to put Dexter in worthy contenders, because he 100% without a doubt is a worthy contender, and it definitely would be a very hard match for Hannibal, no doubt. So if you want to see a full in-depth analysis behind this reasoning, go to the 1v1 on my YouTube channel. Next, we have the Joker from the comics. Now, comic book Joker is just way too OP, and I really don't even have to explain this at all. This is the guy who goes hand to hand with Batman every single day. I mean, heck, it's even hard for Batman to sometimes track the Joker. And I have Batman beating Hannibal Lecter 10 times out of 10. So this, in my opinion, really needs no explanation at all. If you've ever read a Batman comic book with the Joker in it, you 100% understand this. Anton from No Country for Old Men. Now, 100% I give this a worthy contender. Anton is completely unpredictable and will kill in broad daylight in front of people. He doesn't care where it happens, he just wants to kill. I mean, if you watch the movie, you know, he literally kills whenever, wherever. He doesn't care about getting caught. His end result is literally just to kill. He's basically a barbarian. I still think that Hannibal will beat Anton. Hannibal is also capable of wielding guns. So yes, it would be hard for Hannibal to keep his secret as the Chesapeake Ripper if he's going up against Anton. And not even just that, his freedom. Because that wouldn't really prove that he's a Chesapeake Ripper if he kills Anton. It would just prove that he's a murderer. Because Anton could come at him in the daylight, nighttime, evening, morning, whenever. But just for an example, end of season 2 Hannibal, where Jack Crawford comes into Hannibal's home, draws a gun at him. Keep in mind, Hannibal has no gun, and he disarms Jack with a knife. Keep in mind, Jack is an FBI agent, so he's not a chump marksman. So I feel like Hannibal would do something along those lines if Anton ran in his house with his signature shotgun. But yes, a shotgun does do way more damage than a handgun, and it's way harder to disarm a shotgun, but still. Sam and Dean Winchester. Now, I know Sam and Dean Winchester aren't evil, but they're still killers. They don't kill innocent people, but they still kill monsters. And for this, 100%. I even put him over the Joker. They would kill Hannibal easy peasy. Even if they die, they just come back. Also, it's a 2v1. Also, they have military background. Also, they literally fight monsters, sometimes hand to hand for a living. So yeah, just based off that. And also they have an angel by their side. So yeah, David McCall from Fear 1996. Now, if you've never seen Fear 1996, I highly recommend this movie because this movie is criminally underrated. The best explanation you can give this character is he's basically Joe Goldberg's father. If you've ever seen You and you watch Fear, I mean, the parallel between these shows are just impeccable. But since David McCall really isn't that skilled of a killer, he knows how to fight for certainly, and I would kind of put him over Patrick Bateman in my opinion, but I just don't think he's a worthy contender at all. I think he would be somewhat, I don't know, he's kind of fish food. Actually, yeah, he's fish food. But I'll put him over Patrick Bateman 100%. Next, we have Ghostface. Now, since there's so many Ghostface characters throughout the movie, we'll just do Billy Loomis, the original. Or, hey, let's do a 2v1. Stu and Billy Loomis versus Hannibal Lecter. We'll give Ghostface the upper hand in this one. This would be somewhat hard considering it is a 2v1. When I mean a 2v1, I mean Billy and Stu will charge at Hannibal. But since Billy and Stu don't really have that much combat experience at all, and really throughout the film they kill high schoolers, so yeah, I would just put it in somewhat hard just because it's 2v1. But if it was Billy and Stu alone, it would be fish food 100%. And also just because Ghostface always comes back, there's always a sequel. Joe Goldberg, yeah, he's just gonna be fish food. I mean, 100%. I mean, this is his father right here. Now, this is not literally his father. When I say that, it's just a joke, and I have to say that just because there's gonna be that one person that comments that. Jeffrey Dahmer, I mean, like, come on. Brian Moser. This one's pretty hard because straight away you could say he's a worthy contender because he went toe-to-toe with Dexter. Yes, Dexter did kill his brother Brian, because think about it. If Brian actually really wanted Dexter dead and he never revealed himself to Dexter, he would have never died. He had so many chances to kill Dexter, and that's why, in my opinion, I would put him over Dexter. Brian literally always had the upper hand. I mean, he was literally in Dexter's apartment numerous amount of times, and Dexter never found out that it was him. Could never even put a face to it. Brian literally knew where he lived. If he wanted to, while Dexter was sleeping, he could have easily ended it right then and there. So yeah, that's why I put him over Dexter. And I'm sure all of you guys can agree. So yeah, this is my list. What do you guys think? I think I cooked, but whenever I say I cooked, I usually didn't cook, and I get cooked in the comments. So yeah, let me know.